I picked up some blue flannel, just Joann's flannel. It was a hard decision to make. This is actually the 108-inch wide, the extra wide. I almost went with the Luxe flannel in a charcoal and black speckled kind of thing. And then I saw this and I thought, I'll just get this because I have a little special something I want to do on the back. And I'll have extra, and then I'll have extra to add to my next flannel quilt project that I want to do. Probably have to wait till after Christmas for that one. But it's very soft. I washed and dried it. Now I'm wrinkling it. So I'm going to cut a piece to the same size as my quilt. Okay? I'm going to do the pillowcase method. My husband doesn't want batting, so technically it's not a quilt since it's 2 layers, but we are going to quilt it. I'm going to do right sides together, sew around, leave an opening. But before I do that, I'm going to cut it out and do something special. Hold on a second. Good morning. Welcome back. We're on the finishing round of the large print, very easy quilt, black quilt. And now for the special part. My husband wants a pocket for his feet. Now I have measured his feet, and when he sits, he says he puts his feet out like this. So I have cut 2 squares, 17 by 12. He didn't want it real tall. And I'm going to sew these together, right sides together, turn it inside out, and I'm going to attach it to my backing, and hopefully it's long enough. Now that I think about it, I wish I would have made it 1 inch taller, and sew it to what I think will be the bottom of my quilt before I sew it to the top. Remember, I'm doing right sides together. So I haven't done this before. This is going to be new for both of us. Well, maybe some of us. Some of you have probably done this before. And then after I turn it inside out, I'm going to top stitch the sides. And that will also quilt it to the quilt or blanket, since it doesn't have 3 layers, and you know the quilt police will get you for calling it a quilt because it doesn't have 3 layers. Okay, let me get to making this pocket. Let's see if this looks like a pocket. Forgot to fold my corner. Much better. All right. that is going to be the pocket. I'm going to give it a little press, and then about half an inch or an inch or so, I'm going to top stitch right down there. And of course, I've got to turn my iron on. I lightly pressed it and then top stitched about a half an inch from the top. Don't need to do the sides because I'm going to attach it to the quilt after it's sewn together and turned inside out. I hope that makes sense. And I didn't do anything to the bottom because this is going to be in the seam. All right, back to the quilt. Just wanted to show you that I've sewn the pocket into the bottom seam. And then when we finish sewing it all the way around, this pocket is going to go up here on the back. And I'm going to top stitch the sides, and that will be a little place for his feet. Top stitch, top stitch. I just wanted to show you what I was doing in case I was confusing you. So that's so far what I've done. Just wanted to remind you, make sure you leave an opening on one end. I used one of my solid blocks to leave an opening for turning, and I back stitched really well on each end to make sure I didn't do any ripping while I'm turning it inside out. This is the side without a pocket. Okay, let's turn it. Checked all my seams, they all look good. Now I'm going to trim this off. You can use your rotary cutter, plain scissors, you can even use pinking shears. Just trim this off, and when you come to the pocket, I would leave maybe half an inch more, just so that you have plenty to turn in when we close that pocket, that opening. Can you see me? Okay. I just did the sewing. I pressed this real well on this side where the pocket is. I used a 4-point stitch. I think I could have used a much smaller stitch. And I'm going to go ahead and sew around the rest of this, and then I will sew the pocket down. down all around the outside. Wasn't that hard. I used my walking foot and I don't think I needed it. My walking foot's kind of squirrely, so it kind of made it harder. I could have just done it on my regular machine. Anyway, now it's time to sew the pocket down. I'm going to add some pins, because sometimes flannel can be stretchy and it does like to crawl. So I just need to sew down the two sides. And then you need to decide if you want to do some more quilting. Through the rest of it. So when you wash it, it doesn't end up like a sopapilla or, puff pastry. Okay, I'm going to sew down these two sides. Well, the quilt is all done, or a blanket. And to quilt the layers together, all I did was went over the corners with my machine. Instead of hand tying it, I machine tied it. And with black thread, it was a little challenging getting all those threads off the back. Just a quick and easy way to do it. And there's the pocket for his feet. Now, my mom did this with polar fleece when all the grandkids were young, probably, 20-something years ago, with polar fleece. And the pocket wasn't necessarily for your feet. It was for folding the blanket into to turn it into a pillow. So I was just curious if it would work with this. I mean, hopefully I remember how to do it. It was 20 years ago. My son was a lot shorter then, so I don't know how tall he was then. He's much taller now. So there's the pocket. So I'm going to fold this to match the pocket. I'm pretty sure that's how it was done. I'm trying to do this on my ironing board. So you fold that to match your pocket. And then you can do it neater than I am, folding it like this. And then somehow you tuck it into the pocket. And it makes a pillow. I probably did that backwards. I think I did it backwards. Well, anyway, it's supposed to turn it into a pillow. But anyway, this is something my mom did many years ago. And when my husband said he wanted a pocket for his feet, I thought, oh, okay, I can do that. I know what he's talking about. And then I remembered how my mom made these for my my son and his niece and nephews. My niece and nephews, his cousins. And I remember that. How things come around that, happened a long time ago. Things come around, things come back in style, whatever you want to call it. Well, anyway, the quilt is done. He loves it. It's just what he wanted, something light. Of course, he loves the guitars. And I'll see if I can get a picture of him with it in his man cave and put it up at the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this. Remember, it's great for a first quilt. It's great for large print. And some of those panel quilts, they come with small squares. That'd be great for that too. Spread them all out. Make you some strips, squares to go in between those little panels and make that panel go farther and make a bigger blanket. Well, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this little mini series and got some ideas. And I hope you like and subscribe. And I will see you soon with something else to do. Bye-bye.